Should you choose Childe? Or should you choose Hu Tao? Now this video, my dear friends, this video is going to answer all your questions. Before we get into it, make sure that you like and subscribe if you enjoyed so that you don't miss any future content. Now the first thing you are going to want to be thinking about is your weapons, right? You need to look at your weapon selections and see what you have that is fit for Hu Tao. Now for me, I have a Skyward Spine, I also have a Deathmatch, and I also have a Dragon's Maid. Those are three good weapons which are quite useful for Hu Tao. Then for Childe, of course, you're going to want to be looking at your bows and which bows you already have in your account. So I have a Rust, which is his best 4-star bow, and also a Blackcliff warbow. As we would know, there are many weapons in this game, so there are also plenty other 5-star options which would be good. So what we do have in store is a Thundering Pulse, which is good for Childe, Skyward Harp. Then furthermore, for Hu Tao, we have Staff of Homer or Primordial Jade Winged Spear. So if you have any of those weapons too, you should definitely consider using them, as they are kind of like the best weapons that you can run for these characters. Right, so the next thing that you're going to want to be thinking about is what characters you currently have on your account. So for Hu Tao, characters that would pair well for her would be Xingqiu, and then also on top of that, my favorite one to pair with her, we have Mona, and then finally we also have characters such as probably Sucrose. Where is she? There, Sucrose, which I haven't even leveled up yet, but I'll get to it eventually. And for Childe, since I don't have him yet, we'll just use ourselves Sarah. Sarah is the new Childe, right? You are going to be wanting to pair Sarah or Childe with Hu Tao, because you need a sub DPS for when Childe's elemental skills on cooldown, or maybe even Baal, because you could use her burst in that time, and Baal is good for electro reactions with Childe's Hydro, and then also Zhang Ling for pyro based vaporizing reactions, and then probably something like Fischl, especially if you have C6, because the synergy on that is amazing. For your second slot, so your sub DPS slot, doesn't have to be Hu Tao or Baal. It could literally be any character at all that you could fill that role is, such as maybe Diluc, Klee, Garnu. The list could honestly go on. Just any character that you like, really. Now the final thing that you would probably want to think about is Spiral Abyss and your progression through the game. Certainly if there are enemies such as, let's say, a Hydro Abyss Mage, getting Childe isn't really going to help you break Hydro Abyss Mage's shields any easier, right? That would be a job for Hu Tao. So you've got to think about in the Abyss, are you lacking damage? Then probably would want to go for Hu Tao, because in the end she does do more damage. Or are you lacking the kind of versatility so that you are able to take on more elements, because Childe is probably one of the best Hydro characters that you could get, because there really isn't much of a big Hydro selection in comparison to a Pyro selection. For example, there are plenty of Pyro carries in the game. You might already have yourself Klee, Diluc or Yoimiya. If you already have 3, is there really much of a point to get Hu Tao? An important thing is to remember is when picking a new character to add to your roster, the most important thing is to think about you. Sure, Hu Tao has higher damage per screenshot than Childe, and Childe has more like a reactions based damage, right? And synergize well with all of your team, but it's more about you and what you need for your account. And then also remember your weapons. Do you really want to be waiting months to get a good weapon for your character, or do you really want to go in and splash an extra like $200 so you can get the perfect weapon for your character? Just things that you need to consider. So overall, you've got to think about the resources you have at hand, whether that be your money, your weapons, your characters, or even artifacts that you already have laying around, because let's be realistic, The quicker that you can build your character to a point that you're happier with is the more fun that you are going to have with that character. Because at the end of the day, we play Genshin Impact so we can have fun, so you should prioritize that. However, this is going to be the end of the video. No, I did not answer your question directly by saying Childe is better than Hu Tao or Hu Tao is better than Childe, but instead I gave you options to think about when choosing which character is better for you. So if you did enjoy, make sure that you stick around for future content, as I would love to see you in the community. Have a great day.